A lot of moist eyes. At YTA, we are blessed with caring and active parents who are without question a critical part of the overall success of our girls. We appreciate all of our parents, and one of them is, like everyone else, dedicated and loving and feels a very strong connection to the school. Please welcome one of our parents, Anat Shlocker.
Good evening, parents, students, family, and friends of our students, Rabbi Sampson, Dr. Fredman, and the YTA faculty. I'm Anat Shlocker, proud mother of Daniela, who joined the YTA crew in 2012 for 9th grade. I'm honored to be able to speak to you tonight about YTA, but first, I'd like to draw a comparison between our family's Aliyah in 2006 from St. Louis, Missouri to Modi'in, and my parents' Aliyah from Baghdad to Ramat Gan. In 1950, my father made Aliyah from Iraq at the age of 13 with Operation Ezra and Nehemiah to Tel Aviv. He was thrown into Nes Ziona High School on Gret Street with only a very limited knowledge of Hebrew. He was forced to adapt to a new culture without his parents, who didn't arrive in Israel until the following year. It was literally sink or swim. He somehow managed to swim. A few years early, my mother's family left Baghdad for Beirut, Lebanon, where they lived for about 10 years. With the rise of Arafat and the Fatah in 1959, her family made their way to London before making Aliyah to settle in Ramat Gan. My mother was placed in 9th grade at the Alliance High School in Ramat Aviv, and she was miserable. She had a hard time with the language. She suffered socially and couldn't quite find her place. She was drowning. My mother confesses she ditched school daily and didn't care about her education, and it upset her greatly because she loved to learn and had been an exceptional student at the French Jewish school she attended in Lebanon. But entering the Israeli school system was chaotic for her in so many ways. Times have changed. Making Aliyah today is easier in most every way. Of course, Olim of all sorts, we face all sorts of challenges, and as the saying goes, once an Oleh, always an Oleh. Especially if you arrived at the age with language skills, cultural expectations, and strong memories of your mother country. Modern Israel is a diverse country with varieties of color and flavor, extreme and subtle for nearly everything. And today we have Bechira. We can choose, we can change until we find just what's right for us. It's not just sink or swim anymore. Today we have matzofim, floaties. Many of you may have had the feeling that you were sinking, but then someone threw you a floaty to help you tread water, and you learned to swim. The Yerushalayim Torah Academy is such a matzofim. It was created 5 years ago as a school for anyone, not just Olim, to assist with Hebrew language and cultural barriers with the aim of getting students through matriculation exams and assisting their integration into midrashot, mechinot, the IDF, or Shinut Leumi, and ultimately setting them free to swim amongst Israeli society. When we first met Dr. Fredman, sitting in her office to discuss our frustrations with the Israeli educational system and our daughter's goals, we learned about the girls' school that Rabbi Sampson had created here in Yerushalayim. YTA was a floaty that gave us hope and restored our positive attitude about our decision to make Aliyah. I recall my phone conversation with my mother describing Daniela's new school, and I remember her shouting out, "Well, where was this YTA when I was making Aliyah?" I'm sure you will agree with me that we are grateful for all that Rabbi Sampson, Lisa Fredman, and all the dedicated professionals and staff of the YTA have done to ensure our girls can successfully find themselves in Israeli society. So before us are 16 swimmers about to set out into the ocean. They each have their own unique styles, and we trust with Hashem's help that they will swim straight and strong. Whether in Israel or in Chutz La'aretz, exemplifying their best of their Jewish heritage and the best of both their Western and Israeli cultures. Today you become spokeswomen for Aliyah and YTA. Your experience is important, and who knows, one day you might be a floaty. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak at this American-style graduation here in Yerushalayim, the eternal capital of Israel.